Hello, I'm Nikki Sinclaire, MEP. As I draw to an end of my 5 years here as a member of the European Parliament, I can look back on pride that I've represented my constituents of the West Midlands with integrity and their best interest at all times. That has meant me leaving the party that I was elected with, UKIP, after 6 months, due to extremism here in the Parliament. I chose to put my constituents above my own political career and my own party loyalties, because I think that's what you should do, because our constituents are our employers first and foremost. But since then, what have I actually achieved? Well, according to independent sources, as in MEPranking.eu, I am listed as the hardest working MEP here in the Parliament. And also, I'm the only MEP up of 73 in the United Kingdom that has a mobile surgery. Listening to your views, going out in the street, not just election times, throughout the last 4 and a bit years. And I've met so many wonderful people, and what your views. And it's been such inspirational to hear you and what you want to do here, and that's what gives me the urge to carry on working for you. Debt booklets. My team has helped more than now approaching £300,000 of personal debt being rearranged. More than 3.5 tonnes of food have been collected by my wonderful team and distributed to food banks across the region. Again, at a time that the EU is supposed to give us food security, we're dependent on food banks. Absolutely shocking. Across the region, standing up for inappropriate development, protecting our green belt, the lungs of our nation. That's important to me, and I've stood shoulder to shoulder with people in Referendum, with those fighting against HS2, which will cut swathes through our beautiful countryside. We must stand up to authorities that do this. To stand up for West Midlands football in the region, not just our Premiership clubs, but our small community clubs and those lower league clubs. That is the lifebloods of our community. It's our national game, and I've stood shoulder to shoulder with those clubs and their fans. And another area of my work that gets very little attention is my human rights work. I've been proud to go to countries such as Bahrain to visit prisoners of conscience, to be in Tunisia weeks after the revolution when Ben Ali fell, been to Gaza, seen the deplorable conditions there. I've been to Qatar recently about slave labour. I've campaigned fearlessly on Kashmir and their rights to have a referendum. The missing people of Cyprus are, of course, so close to my heart. I lived there for 2 years, and there are still 1,100 families who do not know what happened to their loved ones, some 40 years after the Turkish invasion. But most of all, I care about the human rights abuses of people in my constituency, namely their democratic deficiency, the fact that actually they don't have a chance to say who governs them. 75% of our laws is made in this place, emanates from this place, at a cost of £52 million a day. And no one under the age of 57 has ever been given that opportunity to say how they're governed. Well, that's why I'm standing up, and I believe that in another term in this Parliament, I can work and I can make that happen. I've already got the track record. It was my campaign that forced David Cameron to the dispatch box after he said he wanted to stop banging on about Europe. It was my wonderful team and people across the country who collected those requisite 100,000 signatures. We forced the debate, we forced the Prime Minister to the dispatch box. 81 Conservative rebels voted against the government, the biggest Tory rebellion on the EU. And ever since then, David Cameron has not been able to look back, and he's promised some sort of referendum in the future. Well, 217 is far too late, Mr. Cameron. We need a referendum now, and that's why on May the 22nd, I'm clearly giving the people a chance to say, demand a referendum now. We demand a referendum now. Let the people decide. Thank you.